everyone, and welcome to the STSPN broadcast of District 1 4A basketball. The Wesco will finish the regular season tonight here at Kamiak High School up in Mukilteo, the home of the Knights, as the visiting Cascade Bruins, number 4 in the state of Washington, come a-callin'. 13-0, 19-0 overall is the record for Cascade. Kamiak just underneath that, 11-2, 14-5 overall. Welcome in on this STSPN broadcast. Phil Bernard and Keith Neely with you as we get set for what should be an epic matchup, Phil. These two teams met back on January 15th, not that long ago, 3 weeks ago. Close. A 61-59 ball game, and the man of the hour was Isaiah Gotel for the Cascade Bruins. Dropped a buzzer beater from about 18 feet, and that would be the final in a contest that I know Kamiak would like to get back because this game really represents number 1 and number 2 outright in the Wesco 4A.
Far and away the two best teams in the district so far this season.
And not an opportunity for Kamiak to undo the wrong by Cascade, if you will, because no matter what happens tonight, Cascade will go and represent the 4A as the number 1 seed. On Saturday, they get the bye, and a week from Saturday, this coming Saturday, they will start their round of district play. Kamiak will get the number 2 seed. That's already been determined. They will play on Saturday and also get a bye. But in talking to head coach Corey West of the Kamiak Knights, this represents a chance.
Yeah, it's definitely a chance to get a little bit of payback, set themselves up feeling good going into the tournament, and then on the other side, they can get that win, give Cascade their first loss, send them in not quite as confident. It's definitely a bit of gamesmanship there.
Oh, you betcha. And, if you got that little taste of doubt in your mind, if you can plant that, if you're Cascade or Kamiak onto Cascade, These are two teams we really anticipate will be finding each other a week from Thursday night in the district championship.
Yeah, it certainly seems that way.
Introducing the starting lineups right now. However, we're going to take a quick pause as the Kamiak High School band gets ready to electrify the crowd with a little national anthem. Hang tight.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and join us as we play the national anthem under the...
NBA free ball. He just absolutely drains that one.
High School Choir, introduced as the Barbershop Quartet. I think I counted more than 4.
It looked like it.
Yeah, but nonetheless, an outstanding rendition. And the talent.
That was very impressive.
Very impressive here at Kamiak High School. Now we get ready to tip off. And it's warm in here, Phil.
I think
since the JV game got done. We've juiced this place by 10 degrees, and it should be hot on the floor, hot in the stands. I can't wait to get things started.
Yeah, the crowd is certainly packed in here.
A whiteout on the side of the Kamiak High School Knights and Cascade has drawn the full student section also. So should be some fun on the other side of the stands also. Kamiak Knights, under the direction of Corey West in his 8th season, a senior night lineup. Jace Wiley gets the start, Trevor Gray, Coleman Grayson, Gavin Patrick, and Nathan Schubert. All seniors on the floor for the Knights. And the second time we'll tip this things up goes to Wiley. For the Bruins, under Daryl McNeil's 3rd year at the helm of the Cascade Bruins. Boy, what a run it's been. They've got such an outstanding ball team here. It hasn't always been that way, as Cascade and Kamiak, both squads really struggling in districts the last couple of years. Neither one have made it to a title game of any kind or a go-to-state game.
It's definitely the goal this year is to get over that hump for both of them and get to that next level.
Trayvon Blackman, the junior, 5'10", gets the start. Drew Magaway, the 6'2" senior, wearing number 15. Cameron McGrath, 6-foot senior, wearing number 21. Brennan Hancock, 6'4" senior, and Isaiah Gotel. He's the guy that buried the Knights from about 15 feet away, a fall away Jay that took the W. It was headed to overtime with 4.2 seconds to go. And here come the Knights the other direction. A Wiley pass is intercepted, and here come the Bruins the other way. A rise, a pass back, and a foul call underneath.
Definitely fast and loose play from both teams so far, coming out fast, but not a lot of technique.
Gotel poked in the eye, wants to go over and have a word with the coach. 51 points for this young man heading to the free throw line versus Mount Vernon. Earned him Player of the Week honors for the Herald back in January 18th. That's some high octane numbers right there. Missing the first free throw of a pair. 2 personal fouls against the Knights in 2 trips. Or a trip and a half, one on the offensive side, one on the defensive side. And now the Gotel shot, smooth and through. He splits the pair. And now we'll put Gotel onto the bench as Muhammad Kali, 6'3" junior, enters in order to give some relief to Gotel. Will get that eye looked at, and they got the trainer on the bench doing just that. Wiley now with the yo-yo across the right-hand side. He'll go top of the key to Gray. Gray with that left-hand dribble drive. He'll pull it back up, trying to find the bigs underneath. They'll go to Grayson. It's rejected.
What a block.
On the move, here comes Blackman, and an offensive foul. Got a little too much behind the train.
As I mentioned a few minutes ago, it seems like both teams are playing with a lot of energy, but a little bit sloppy, a little bit unfocused, a lot of emotion so far.
Gotel will re-enter after getting things looked at. And now the Knights will bounce things in with 6:50 to go. First quarter underway here for a Wesco basketball. Number 1 v. number 2 in the district. And of course, number 4 in the state, our Cascade Bruins, will round down the state poll from the Seattle Times and the Everett Herald, the AP, the whole 9 yards. And Schubert, you hear the calls from the crowd as it's 2-1 now. And the big man gets the glass and a nice touch.
First basket from the floor.
Magaway, he can't find it. Now here comes Wiley. He's on the move. He's got that transition. It goes off the foot. Last touched, they say, off of Wiley's foot and out of bounds. And a couple of kids that don't normally start, Jace Wiley and Coleman Patrick, or Gavin Patrick, rather.
And getting a couple of their seniors in there here at senior night, giving them an opportunity to play that final home game, get that start.
Gotel got the body on. They wanted the foul. He won't get it. Wiley with a rebound. Now it's some sloppy passing. They finally get it cross court. Nothing doing there. Now the wraparound pass and up and in. Coleman Grayson
That's what you like to see from your big, tall guy under the basket. Get that rebound, body up strong, and get the basket.
Grayson, 18 points back on Friday. And had all but 2 of them in the second half. He really came through in the clutch for the Knights over Jackson.
That was a big half for him for sure.
5:33 to go. They'll charge that foul against Schubert. It will be his second, and that's somebody you don't want riding a lot of pine, especially when you got a big body like Isaiah Gotel underneath. It'll be side out. 3 team fouls now for the Knights. And another foul will make it number 4.
Home fans expressing their displeasure with that call.
That will go against Patrick. It'll be his first personal foul. And now they'll bring the ball in. Bruins will inbound against man-to-man pressure. A beautiful pass on the crease through the seam of the key. And that will put McAway on the board with 2.
Just a great open player, getting a little bit of space under the basket and great awareness, getting the ball to him, and then an easy shot.
You may have noticed that Carson Tuttle for the Kamiak team has come into the ball game and wrapping up and in on the left-hand side this time. Coleman Grayson, he did one on the right.
Seems
Ambidextrous heads up with the left hand.
Both teams settling down a little bit, playing a little bit cleaner, taking their time a little bit more.
3-point Kamiak lead. Of course, the home field, home court advantage, but equal on the student section. They have both traveled well. At least Cascade's traveled well, and Kamiak's brought them out from the student body.
Break.
Here comes the stop and pop. No, it will not go for Gray. An offensive rebound and put back. Danielle Sharp with the deuce.
Brennan Hancock getting knocked down from Cascade, looking for the foul but not getting one.
District-style basketball is physical.
That's
and
for
of
sure.
course, one game, in this being the last one of the regular season, you can anticipate what it's going to feel like following the couple days here in the week. As an offensive rebound, now the turn up by Hancock, no good. Pulled down and a push foul underneath. They say Trevor Gray pushed Blackman underneath the basket to get the rebound, and that will be the 5th personal foul. Todd Weber, John McInnes, and Tom Friel, the officials tonight. Long-time officials. And that one thrown into the neighbor's yard.
They're going to knock some poor girl's phone out of her hand. And with that puts them with 5 fouls for Kamiak to just 1 for Cascade. They start playing a major role as that starts getting more and more lopsided.
Kali in for the Bruins once again. The junior re-enters. And now the Tuttle point guard. 22 points against Jackson on Friday, 16 in the second half. There's the Wiley shot, no good. Rebound McGrath. Cascade will hold and push it up to Blackman, who rocks the dribble across the timeline. Has Wiley guarding man-to-man. McGrath now, back to Blackman. Into Kali. 3:26 to go first quarter. Blackman still being hounded by Wiley. They'll finally get it to the big man. Gotel will kick it out. Here's the runner in the lane, off the glass. A kiss, but it counts. Kali with the bucket, and it's 8-5.
Man defense of Kamiak there, giving Cascade a lot of room on the perimeter and allowed him to come in and get that shot.
Both teams in man-to-man, both known for defense. Here's Wiley with the elevated left. Wrapped it around the entire key, took 2 men onto his back pocket, and lifted it up for the left-hand lay-in.
It's a pretty great display there from a player who's known primarily for his defense.
And on the other end, McGrath makes it easy with a right of his own. And sticking with the 3-point lead. Keeping it simple, keeping it easy. Lay-ins and more lay-ins.
It's definitely much better, smart, technical basketball since those first opening minutes.
Now against this man-to-man, of course, you get a weave, you get a couple screens high, and you find a seam that you can exploit. You're going to do it. There's the long kick out. McGrath, no, back iron. Gray.
Second shot from that same spot, not quite on yet tonight.
The lead now 5 for Kamiak as Wiley gets into traffic, is handcuffed underneath by Magaway.
Second foul there on Cascade.
Magaway's first personal foul. Brennan Hancock, the senior, 6'4", comes in and will replace Magaway for the Bruins. 12-7 with 2:09 to play here, first quarter, with the Cascade 5-point lead. There's the shot by Tuttle, up and through. Boom, down it goes. Tuttle has lit up defenses before from out there. 6 on Friday night versus Jackson.
You got to play him again tighter than that. Way too much time and allowing him to set up.
Cascade faithful wanted a foul there on the drive along the baseline. Won't get it. Here's the Hancock lift, right hand with the lift, and it falls off just short. Tuttle with a little razzle-dazzle. Finally, Gray able to come up with it. No, a timeout and a wise one. McNeil with a very wise timeout in possession, a 30-second timeout. And we'll take a break here on STSPN. Early lead, Kamiak, 15-7. Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com. Welcome back on STS. 1:35 to go in a cruiser right now. It's a track meet through about 6.5 minutes of play at Kamiak High School. Jackson will push the dribble up now. DeAndre Bryan into the ball game for the Bruins. Now Magaway finds the big man Gotel along the left. And now trying to trap on that left-hand side. Tuttle, an outstanding job of defense. There's the jump shot, no good. And it'll bounce past the timeline, gathered up by Hancock. And back into man-to-man pressure, now go the Knights.
You notice Kamiak's defense is keeping one player down along the baseline, allowing them to have a little bit of space up at the top of the 3-line, daring them to take that shot. And so far, and there's been a couple of times where they've been able to capitalize, but Cascade not making the most of that opportunity.
Possession's so very important when you get into district and state basketball, and you want to value each and every one, even in the first quarter of play. And there's been a couple just unforced errors that have cost the Bruins so far a couple of possessions that normally they would score on.
It looks like they might be lacking a little bit of focus.
Holy smoke! Christian Clausen into the ball game, a step back bomb from Blaine. That one was from Canada.
That was way back. It's hard to guard something like that.
And an offensive foul call on the drive with the left hand by Megaway. That one was a bit in question, as I think he caught a couple of hands on the way through before he met anybody along the baseline. Nonetheless, it will go back to the Knights with this rare 11-point lead on the Bruins.
Yeah, Kamiak definitely seeming to be a little bit hungrier in this game. Cascade already having the #1 spot, seems to be dropping back a little bit.
Imagine they'll probably talk through a little fire in the huddle at the break.
See him come out in the second quarter.
No lay-in, but a putback on the offensive side. Daniel Sharp.
There again, Kamiak just out-physicaling Cascade, getting that rebound and getting that second chance. Cascade not really, I don't think, having an offensive rebound yet in the game.
There's the long three at the buzzer, no good, attempted by Kevin Burns. And it is not what we expected coming out of one quarter of play. 27. The Knights on top at the end of the first quarter. We'll take a break. Do come back, STSPN. Welcome back on STSPN. 1 quarter in the books here at Kamiak High School. 9 of 14 shooting from the field for Kamiak. They've got some easy buckets, Phil.
They definitely have, and on the flip side, Cascade only 3 for 12. Definitely a lopsided stat.
Finally a bucket by McGrath. Will carve into the lead a little bit.
Yeah, we'll see if coming back into the second quarter, if they're able to get a little bit of momentum going and get themselves back into this.
Man-to-man pressure, and Kamiak getting a lot of success at getting deep inside the key. They are deep in the well when they attempt shots, and I would expect a 9 of 14 shooting. If not, you're missing some bunnies underneath.
Yeah, Dylan giving themselves in the good positions to put themselves up for success, making the most of it when they have those opportunities.
7:23 to go. We're just underway here in the second quarter as McAway will dump things off on the left-hand side to Gotel, who struggles with it and finally runs up into the sideline there. Finally will get it back, puts it up with the left hand. His foul will go to the free throw line. The 6'5" senior didn't give up on the basketball after he lost it the first time. And some of those hustle plays is exactly what the Bruins need right now in order to get back into this thing.
That was definitely one of the things they were lacking in that first quarter, was that extra little bit of effort on some of those plays to get those second chances.
That foul will go against McQueen. I thought I saw 31 go up there, but...
Oh, maybe it was 34. Maybe it was Daniel Sharp.
We'll find out here. Missing the free throw on the second time, splits the pair. So 2 points so far for Gotel, who averages well close to 20.
Definitely a slow start for him.
And that second foul on Blackman will bring Bryant back into the ball game. Try to preserve anything silly here in the last 7 minutes that gets you in trouble heading into halftime with fouls.
Yeah, it's too early in the game to start worrying about that.
And attacking once more, the stop, fall away, pop! Patrick with the J. And they're certainly attacking the rack right now, getting a lot of open daylight, a lot of space to work in, the Kamiak Knights.
That one looked like Cascade's defense was afraid of him driving to the baseline and just gave him extra room, and he smartly pulled it up. Took the shot from a little bit further out.
Second time, Hancock's put it into the rim on a lay-in. That one blocked. Now an
Good
offensive
defense.
opportunity. Here comes Magaway, right hand. Count it! The touch pass goes the distance. And Drew will head to the free throw line trying to pick up the and one. That foul against Carson Tuttle, trying to stop any easy bucket. But it went horribly awry.
Yeah, he thought he got the foul before the shot came off, so you can see him pointing that it was still down on the floor.
And that's exactly what Corey West and Tom Friel are talking about, I'm sure. They're in front of the Kamiak bench. And the free throw is good. Magaway with 5 points through 2 quarters of play so far. And both back into this man-to-man, asking for a screen and getting a brief one. Now the pass back into traffic, a stop and pop from about 9 feet. These guys don't miss.
That was a great recovery off of what was a really hard pass and a bit of a misplayed ball. And able to keep himself calm, get that shot off, and just continue to keep their lead.
Grayson with 8 points, and there's another shot by Magaway. And now he's feeling some sort of rhythm, some sense of rhythm. Of course, hitting a good, energetic three-point play will help in any case. Now there's another stop and pop. No good this time by Patrick.
Sometimes you come into a game feeling a little sluggish. You get a play like that, and it kind of lights your fire. You get back into it.
Another Kamiak foul. This is going to have to be something, Pat, that we're looking at. We have to make sure that if you're Kamiak right now, Corey West, you gotta have to be a little delicate. As Grayson picks up his first. So
you can't keep giving them these 1-and-1s. That's the way you can let a team get back into a game.
Hancock's shot is good.
I mean, they had 5 fouls in the first few minutes of the game and really put themselves in a hole in that regard.
And the second one is also good. 5 for 7 from the free throw line thus far for the Bruins. 24-17, cut into the lead. It has been as big as 11 for the Knights.
Clawing their way back into it a little bit, but Kamiak still looking a little in control.
Loose ball as Christian Clausen loses the handles for a second and is fouled by DeAndre Bryant. That'll be Bryant's first foul. And still only 5 team fouls. Cascade with a foul to give with 5:26 to go. Almost to the double bonus. Will be Cascade within a foul now with 8.
You've got to be really careful about that. There's still 5 minutes left in the half, and you really don't want to get yourself into that situation.
Schubert will turn in. Now the pop out top to Sharp. Rejected there. Schubert tries to come away with it, but no, it's the Bruins. Bryant, he'll hesitate. Stop off the glass, no good. Had a good look at it before Sharp rips down the rebound.
And those are the opportunities that have been killing him so far this game, where he got the break and he just missed the shot.
And they travel on Clausen, slipped and fell and put that, as soon as he put the ball on the ground, it's the 3 points that causes you the walk.
It looks like he's lost his balance, and Kamiak's already had 6 giveaways, or takeaways, sorry.
But when you're shooting almost 80%, you may be able to afford 1 or 2.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Hot shooting night for the Kamiak squad so far. 24-17, under 5 minutes to play, and an offensive foul on the screen. DeAndre Bryant will get charged for the illegal screen, something that is a point of emphasis for referees now this year. And that will be the second on Bryant. And you cannot turn the shoulder even a smidge. You have to keep it square when you set the screen.
It's definitely one of those, like, very difficult to do properly, and you got to make sure that you're very focused. Don't want to give up that easy foul.
Sharp asking for the basket. Now the wraparound up with the left, no good. Get his own rebound. Had it taken away for a moment. Now right into the hands of Bryant. He'll come up, left hand, count it.
Make up for his previous miss. What a shot there.
And the lead quietly becomes only 6 points now.
5 points.
5 points. Let's do some mathematics. Long three on the way. Down it goes.
Just like that, Kamiak. First points on the board in a while for them.
The junior is stuck 2 triples. He's got 6. 3:50 to go. Here in the second period, there's the Magaway 3. Rolls off the back iron and off the front of the cup, no good. The wraparound pass back to Clausen. Couldn't get this one on the distance. A little too much sauce on that one. It is 27-19.
Cascade doing a better job of getting rebounds and keeping Kamiak from getting those second opportunities.
Magaway with the right hand reverse, no good. Thought he was fouled. He looks for anybody in a striped shirt, but won't get the call. And another unforced error. Back to Clausen. Oh, underneath the shoot, down. Nathan Schubert taking up space on the left-hand block.
That was a great play with a little fake there. Got the defender going up early and waited, took his time. Got the easy shot and the foul.
Schubert, one of those high scorers back on Friday, 18 points. Had 2 of the free throws, the 15 free throws for Kamiak back against Jackson.
And Kamiak definitely a very strong free throw team.
And almost, I think it was stated on Friday night, don't you want to keep a couple of those in your pocket? Maybe give up 1 or 2?
Yeah, you think so.
Scott Oshman. I think we can quote Scott on that. And to the line, Nathan Schubert, 4 points, looking to tag on number 5. Sat early with 2 fouls, and once he came back into the ball game, an instant force, although he missed that free throw badly, wide to the left. and trying to get out in transition and get some easy buckets. Cascade once again with another turnover.
Just another mental mistake for Cascade. Seemed to be
5 turnovers now for the Bruins.
so both teams with an uncharacteristically large number of turnovers. Kamiak capitalizing on those opportunities.
2:55 to go, second quarter. They'll get the ball into Wiley on the right-hand side. Asks for a screen, he'll get it. Heads into traffic and pinballs his way to the left-hand side where he's fouled.
Wasn't the most graceful of drives, but it got the job done, got him to the line.
And we'll see who this will be on. We are in the bonus now of 8 fouls apiece. After that personal foul, Kevin Burns will get foul number 1 charged to him, and Wiley, the senior, on senior night, will miss the front end of the one-on-one. Stolen underneath by Schubert. Just flat out took that from Kali. And now with the right hand, easy up and in for Nathan Schubert.
Schubert making his presence felt.
They call him Shoo. You can hear the crowd. The Kamiak faithful from the stands. Short corner jump shot turned down by Burns. They'll rip it around the arc. Trying to find Gotel. It's uncharacteristically quiet, and the lid has gone on the rim.
And one of the things I'm noticing from Cascade is they're not moving the ball around very much. They're giving maybe 1 or 2 passes before somebody drives down to the basket. And really running right to Kamiak's defense. I like to see him try to spread the floor out a little bit more, find some seams.
Only 1 shot every trip, it seems like 2. There's Clausen with a circus shot offhand.
Lead back up to 14 points.
I don't think I could hit that one in horse twice. And now a foul on the offensive end as things get a little chippy underneath. A couple of players talking about it on the way back up the court.
A little bit of frustration from Cascade there.
Number 22, Alex Stewart checks in.
Kevin Burns will get the personal foul. That'll be number 2 on him, 9 on the Bruins for the first half. And Kamiak with a chance now to expand their lead. It's at its largest, 12 points. 14 points, rather. Tuttle, the quarterback of this Kamiak offense, looks underneath. He'll find Patrick, no good. Offensive rebound. And a foul call, an easy one, as Daniel Sharp goes through a Bruin to get the rebound. And will shoot free throws on the other end.
Mentioned the lead being back up to 14 points. Cascade was getting themselves back into it, but Kamiak finding their stride again and widening it up again.
Second personal foul charged to Daniel Sharp. And Colley to the free throw line to shoot 2. Actually just 1-on-1 time. Only a single bonus, and that'll fall off.
1 more until the double bonus.
1:16 to play. Give and go, right-hand side. And Kamiak, time after time, trip after trip, is within 5 feet of the hoop on almost every shot attempt.
Seemed to have Cascade's defense figured out and is able to get down and under. And if not make a shot, get a rebound, and if not get a rebound, get a foul. Something productive from every trip.
Gavin Patrick will go to the free throw line.
And Kamiak with the early on racking up a lot more fouls than Cascade. Cascade now at 10 and Kamiak only at 9, so definitely been cleaning their act up, and Cascade getting, as we mentioned, a little bit frustrated in a couple of spots.
Patrick splits the pair, 34-19. 15-point lead. The Bruins able to get the home win versus Kamiak the last time these guys played, back on January 15th on a buzzer beater from a guy who has not hit a field goal yet. There he is right there wearing number 35, Isaiah Gotel. And a scrum underneath as bodies are bending away from contact. And finally a foul call.
That possession was a little bit more of what I was talking about earlier, wanting to see with Cascade moving the ball around, getting the defense shifting back and forth, at least making a run. Only able to come away with a foul, but at least holding on to possession for a little while, making the defense run.
Sharp picks up foul number 3 as Kali goes to the free throw line. That one won't go. 0 for 2 for Muhammad, the junior. And district time, you want to have two things. One, you want to be able to win in clutch time and finish, and you better hit your free throws down the stretch.
It's such a key component of the game, and Cascade's struggling with it tonight.
Off the glass, gets a bounce, gets a hometown or a visiting Cascade roll.
Cascade's coach calling for a full court press.
Ryer Clemenson, the 5'9" sophomore, into the game for the Bruins.
Yeah, Cascade only 4 for 10 from the free throw line.
Another foul call underneath, and not happy at all right now is Kevin Burns. And that will be Burns with 3 personal fouls. As Tuttle heads to the free throw line, already 3 points on a long bomb. A very good free throw shooter is Tuttle. 22 points on Friday for the sophomore. 16 of those in the second half.
Definitely impressive for a young player like a sophomore, expecting big things out of the next couple of years.
And you got Sharp and Tuttle, both sophomores who've got quality minutes here tonight for the Knights. A pair of free throws makes it 16 points, the lead. Gotel will give it up to Magaway. He can't get it, and now we've got an out-of-bounds call, and no referee wanted to blow the whistle there. I think they were all waiting on one another. A bit of a delayed call. And finally a block as Magaway talking underneath to the official as to what the explanation was. Now we'll get the punch back out top. Blackman with it. On the left-hand side, they find Gotel. He'll split the wickets between two Knights up with the right hand. A power move between two smaller defenders. Able to control the body enough to get the foul call. Will not get the basket to fall with 6.7 seconds to go here in the half.
You can see him looking around for his players to get moving, and none of them were really moving to get open. They were all standing next to their defensive player. Not a lot of effort to get open. He finally just kept it himself.
Gotel, 2 for 5 from the free throw line. Frustrated with himself. You can see the body language, and nods the head down to stare at the shoes.
Type of problem can compound itself as the game goes on.
And now we'll try to get at least one out of this, and we'll settle at home. 3 points for Gotel through a half, 5 seconds to go. Tuttle on the move, wraps around dribble, stop on the fadeaway, no good. And it'll be the end of quarter number 2 and the first half of basketball. 4A District 1 basketball between the Cascade Bruins and the Kamiak Knights. Knights with a 15-point advantage heading into the halftime locker room. We'll come back on the Action Jackson Plumbing halftime program on STSPN. Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com. Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com. Welcome back on this STSPN broadcast, the Action Jackson Plumbing halftime show, and a 36-21 lead, the Kamiak Knights over the visiting Cascade Bruins, undefeated Cascade Bruins, 19-0 on the season. And that one, if you're head coach Daryl McNeil, you got to be in the locker room now on the grease board. You got to be drawing up some how are we going to stop the penetration of the Kamiak Knights?
Yeah, it's definitely one of the key points they're going to have to do. Their defense has just been allowing them to get down into the baseline way too easy. We're running some replays now while we talk about some of this, and looking at the stats, it's pretty easy to see why Kamiak's as far ahead as they are. Kamiak shooting 56% from the floor. Cascade at only 7 of 23 at 30%. 0 for 4 for the three-point, and 7 of 12 from the free throw.
Yeah, you got to shoot better. That's all there is to it. Of course, you've got a very good defensive Knights team that you're having to work against. But the Cascade normally not shooting 30% from the field. And, 4 less possessions than the Kamiak squad has had on 6 turnovers. So, yeah, you're definitely drawing up something different in the locker room. The man-to-man defense that Kamiak put on Cascade, especially Isaiah Gotel, one of their leading scorers, he and Drew Magaway, who is a bit frustrated. Magaway with 7 points leads the Bruins scoring, but Gotel has yet to hit a field goal. 3 of 6 from the free throw line is all for the man that scored 51 points in this season against the Mount Vernon team up north, and a week ago, or back on Friday night, 15 points. Can definitely score the rock. You're going to have to find a way to get it to him.
Yeah, Cascade definitely having some trouble getting that going. And on the flip side, Kamiak with 3 players scoring well. Tuttle with 10, Grayson with 8, and Schubert with 6. So Kamiak, multiple players contributing, scoring from all over the place. Cascade's going to have to find a way to shut all of them down if they want to get themselves back into this.
And of course, they had Clausen on there. Christian Clausen came in and hit 2 threes, one that looked like it was from the half-court line. Just stop. I'm open.
Yeah.
I'm open. This is my range right now. I cross half-court. I can dial it in from here. And he hit one of those, and he's got 8 points himself. So definitely a team that can score the basket in spurts.
Cascade,
Kamiak Knights.
Giving them those longer shots. We were talking about it during the play where they were dropping a player down to the baseline, playing 4 men playing man, letting one player on Kamiak, roam free up out around the top of the key, and they were just getting punished.
Of course, all of this will culminate a week from Thursday and Friday, February 18th is the actual day up at Everett Community College in the District 1 4A District Championship. And we anticipate, coming into a game like tonight, a big game, you anticipate both these two teams will see each other again. Of course, Jackson, very much in the mix. That's a team that could surprise anybody. But really outside of that, you're probably going to end up seeing the T-Wolves, the Knights, or the Bruins in that championship game. One of those 3, I anticipate.
That's what we expect, but as we said tonight coming into it, it's not quite the game we were expecting from Cascade. And they have another performance like this, or either one of them has a performance like this in that tournament, and that can send them out early.
We already know a couple of the matchups. Saturday, February 13th, that's the teams that get the bye team. So both Kamiak at number 2 will play the 4:45 game on Saturday against a team either Jackson or could be either Mariner or Lake Stevens. Jackson is playing Mariner right now, and Mount Vernon is playing Lake Stevens. We are guessing that Jackson's going to beat Marysville, or Jackson is going to beat Mariner, and Lake Stevens will beat Mount Vernon. I mean, that's just what we see, just kind of grinding it out of the standings right now. If that were true, then Blake Stevens will go in as the number 3 seed,
As a reminder, tonight's game can be brought
and they will play on Thursday night against the Wesco number 6, which right now would be Mariner. Actually, Mariner would play, as the number 6 seed, would play Jackson. There we go. And on the other side, you will have Blake Stevens playing against the Wesco number 5, which right now would be probably Snohomish. We're not sure. One of those two teams. So we'll figure it all out as we get the third quarter started.
It's never simple.
You get the slide ruler out. You get the abacus.
Draw a map, get a compass.
Some string theory. And we've got district basketball. Thursday, 2 days from today, and Saturday. That's really all you need to know, Everett Community College.
That's definitely the key.
STSPN will be there as the Megaway shot. No good, short. Same starters off the bench for both teams to start the third quarter. Wrap up and under. Won't get anything but a pair of maroon jerseys for defense to face.
Cascade so far in the first minute of this quarter doing a good job of stopping Kamiak on the first 2 drives, playing a little bit tighter on the defense.
Blackman will take Wiley. Cross-court pass on the skip to Magaway. Now out top it goes to Gotel. Asks for a screen. He'll dribble in. Left hand takes the right hand approach. A little offhand look at it. Knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Bruins. No, rather the Knights. It looked like Hancock had a piece, but no, it'll go back to Cascade.
Yeah, you see Cascade's players just standing, and you see a little bit more movement from them getting open.
Skip pass to McGrath. Now back to Hancock. He'll take the elbow side jump shot on the left. No good. Ripped down by Schubert. Wiley on the move.
He had the space there for that shot, and got to start making those. They want to get back into this.
A travel violation as Coleman Grayson picks up the basketball. A little too happy on the feet. Jackson is at Mariner tonight. Mount Vernon at Lake Stevens, and Snohomish and Monroe. The final games played here in the regular season. Mount Vernon, Snohomish, Monroe are all tied with a right hand. No good. Body to the deck. And it'll be Gotel that heads to the free throw line for the 4th time tonight.
Still yet to make a shot from the floor, but at least getting himself to the free throw. He's only shooting 50% so far from there.
3 for 6. Hits the first one. Carson Tuttle back in, replacing Schubert for the Knights. Mount Vernon, Snohomish, and Monroe all knotted at the bottom of the 4A at 3-10, their records. Only one spot available left in districts for one of those 3 teams. Tiebreakers notwithstanding. Offensive rebound and the putback. Gotel getting to the free throw again, very active on the glass.
And sometimes that's what you got to do. If you're having a quiet night, you get yourself whatever opportunities you can, and you slowly chip away.
That'll be the 3rd personal foul on Patrick. So Sharp in some foul trouble. Patrick is in foul trouble. Schubert in some foul trouble. And still struggling a bit at the line is Gotel. 58% through the half as a team for Cascade, 7-12. And I'm seeing a pattern.
I'm noticing one too.
Gotel has split every single pair of free throws he'd had a chance to shoot. Stop from the right hand elbow, Coleman Grayson makes it look easy.
First basket for Kamiak in the second half. Still with a 15-point lead though, so no need to start sweating that yet.
Gotel to Hancock, had what looked to be a wide open 12-footer, chose to pull it back. And now Wiley, a little undercut scoop on the assist to feed Patrick. And a timeout on the floor.
Smart timeout there. Get Cascade back and refocus.
McNeil wants to talk things over with this one starting to get away from the Bruins. We've got a coach's timeout on the floor, a full, and we will take a break ourselves on STSPN. Kamiak 40, Cascade 23. Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit Action Jackson Plumbing. Welcome back on STSPN. Bruins huddle. Very animated in the huddle. They are working things out, and they're going to have to. What are you telling your crew right now, Phil?
I think what we really got to do is settle them back down and try to get some confidence back from him. We saw that last play where Hancock looked to have a shot, second-guessed himself, pulled it down, gave kind of a weak pass, and they really want to start getting back into this, give themselves something to build on going into the tournament.
Cascade has struggled. They're able to get to the line right now. You've got some foul trouble on the Knights. If you're able to push the ball into some traffic and draw some fouls, you may find yourself shooting a lot of free throws, as Isaiah Gotel has found out. There's the little razzle-dazzle right hand, no good. Here comes the Knights, it's a 4-on-2 break. Pump fake. Gray, a dump down underneath on the left hand, block to Patrick.
Kamiak playing with a lot of confidence now.
Patrick with 7 points, 4 here in the quarter. 42-23, and a foul underneath will go against Gavin Patrick, will be number 4. If that's who they charge. And it is indeed Gavin Patrick, the senior, doing a number on defense with a tough draw in Isaiah Gotel. .4:17 to go, third quarter. Pump fake. And broke the ankles of Christian Clausen.
And drew the foul.
McGrath got a good first step. And already 4 team fouls here in the third quarter for Kamiak. And if you're the Bruins, you just got to keep pushing it down their throat. They're going to keep fouling you.
And it's definitely something that is a fine line to walk as playing as Kamiak. You want to keep that up with that aggression, but you got to be careful to not get too many of those fouls.
Well, I think that's what was in the back of the mind there of Coleman Grayson. You didn't want to pick up the foul, as Brennan Hancock could have driven a Mack truck down the left side of that lane with the left hand. Was able to score and makes it 42-25.
The lead that they have, that's not necessarily a bad idea. Play a little bit smart, make sure you don't get fouled out, keep yourself in the game. Give them a little bit of room in one of those lanes.
Number 1 seed going into districts is the Cascade Bruins. Had a long, high floater. Had snow on it by the time it came down. Long lead pass, right hand, left it short, asking for the foul. Gotel won't get it. Bruins fans very unhappy. There's the pump fake and the drive by Gray, and he will be fouled. And now the frustration showing.
It's a tough situation to be in. You just missed a call that you thought should have gone your way. You come back down to the other end. Your team's down a little bit. You try to make a play. There was nothing dirty there, nothing malicious, but he did pretty clearly draw the foul.
Brendan Hancock, very frustrated, slapping his hands, looking around for any help, almost willing help from the referees. Well, some wide eyes. He was just incredulous that nobody made a call on the other end.
I think that's a good description for what he was.
3:36 to go. The Gray shot off the iron, no good. And a guy that was perfect down the stretch back on Friday, 6 for 6 in the final minute and a half for Trevor Gray. Comes up empty there.
I mentioned at the top of the broadcast for Kamiak wanting to plant a little bit of doubt in Cascade going into the tournament. And performance like this, where really it has been a one-sided game, definitely can do that for him.
Well, and just on the other side, not only planting doubt into the Bruins that they can be beat, but boy, what confidence does that bring coming out of the regular season and the momentum driving into that championship game. You only have one to get there. You get the first one on Saturday. You'll find yourself a week from Thursday in that championship game. 4 players with 3 fouls, including Trevor Gray right there, who picked up foul number 3 for the Knights.
Something they've really got to be careful with. There's still a quarter and 3 minutes left to play, and start getting players fouled out, and that can get away from you.
And that's the way you're going to attack the defense. As Magaway gets the bucket to fall, will head to the free throw line. 9 points on the night.
Both teams getting a little bit frustrated with the play calling or the foul calling from the refs, but from what we've seen, it's been pretty clean, pretty well officiated.
Tuttle picks up number 2, so chicken scratches in the foul column up and down the Kamiak roster as Magaway completes the 3-point play and a timeout on the floor. 3:17 to go, third quarter, 42-28. Cascade trying to creep back into this one and keep their undefeated season alive. We'll be back on STSPN.
Welcome to Bickford Ford, Western Washington's premier Ford dealership. We strive to offer you the best in customer care, selection, and price. Our sales, service, and parts departments are highly skilled, experienced, and committed to your satisfaction. Give us the opportunity to take care of you and your family's auto needs, and we're confident you'll come back again and again. That's the reason we've been in business for 4 generations and over 78 years. The Bickford family has served the community since 1934. We support organizations that make a vital difference in the region, including Northwest Harvest, Seattle Children's Hospital, Susan G. Komen for the Cure, and the Snohomish.
STSPN, 3:17 to go here in the third. Phil Bernard and Keith Neely with you at Kamiak High School in Mukilteo, and the right hand reverse lay-in by Tuttle is no good. Cleaned up, and Grayson gets the 12th point. 12 points, a dozen.
Cascade doing a better job so far this half of stopping those offensive rebounds.
Beautiful no-look pass over the head to Brennan Hancock from Isaiah Gotel. Hancock with 6 points.
And that was the type of play they were missing so far in this game, are those simple drives.
Tuttle with a straight-on 3, no good. Rebound to Blackman. Over on the corner to Magaway, no, and off the support. And a foul call out front. This will go against Trayvon Blackman. Trayvon Blackman with the foul. No, they will not call it. I've got that completely backwards. Let me reverse. That will go against Trevor Gray. His 4th personal is what I have in the book. They've got a number 2 up on the scoreboard, which I do not have in my roster sheet on the floor. Do we have a number 2?
That's 32, number Keller Whitney.
Keller Whitney into the ball game. That one left short, offensive rebound, put back and one, another opportunity. As Trevor Blackman comes busting in from the right-hand side to scoop it up and lay it home.
Bruins getting fired up, back within 12, excuse me.
Gotel's struggles at the free throw line continue, but when you've got some teammate help to come in and scoop up the offensive rebound, you may just find yourself back in the ball game. Coleman Grayson picks up number 3 for Kamiak. And the free throw troubles continue. Another missed free throw, this time by Blackman.
And they have a Kamiak up to 9 fouls, team fouls already. So really going at them and drawing those fouls is the way they're going to get themselves back into this.
Kevin Burns picks up foul number 4. So both teams are not exempt from foul trouble. And the referee's putting an anchor on it a bit here in the third quarter with 3 straight fouls inside 1 trip down the court, 1 possession.
Definitely starting to call a little bit more as the game gets a little bit more physical.
And add on number 4 in a trip as Hancock picks up the foul, and Cascade not happy.
Both coaches gesturing to their players to keep calm, slow it down a little bit, play smart.
And now Corey West wants to calm the nerves with a timeout of 30. We'll keep it right here on STSPN. Hancock's 3rd personal foul. And of course, all of this, just the start of playoff basketball. STSPN will be right there with you along the way in the 4A and 3A. Of course, the 3A district tournament played at Jackson High School. And you'll alternate nights. You got a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. You get the whole enchilada, a lot of hoop. Cascade ranked number 4 in the state of Washington, 19-0. Right below Federal Way at 21-0. Curtis, number 2 in the state, 20-2. Union, down south, 18-2, and then Cascade at 19-1. The only Wesco team in the state top 10. And a foul that will go against number 24, Kali. That will be number 1 for him. No worries there, which is probably why you've got him in the ball game right now. Whitney, the dribble drive will dump down underneath to Grayson, and Grayson with an offensive foul as an elbow gets put right into Gotel, and everybody knew it.
Yeah.
Grayson is arguing retaliatory. He thinks he got the raw deal there. I'm not so sure.
I didn't see the first one, but it is always, you hear it's always the second guy who gets caught. Either way, going into the tournament, foul is going to have to be a point of emphasis for Kamiak.
Man, you got to know the situation right now. You're saddled with 3 fouls. 4, obviously, with a quarter to go, you're coming out of the ball game. Gotel to the rack. He bodied up. He won't get it. Schubert unhappy, thought he was fouled. And now the sophomore with a kick out a long 3. Count it! Whitney with the 3 ball. And it's back to a 47-32 lead. 15 points. In traffic, a stop, and a walk. I thought Bryant got both feet down. The referee says no, and we'll head the other way. A minute 26 to play, third quarter. A 15-point Knights lead.
Hanging on to that lead. It was getting a little small again there, but the last couple of plays, they've gotten it back.
Tuttle, guarded man-to-man by Bryant. And another 3 from Clausen. Christian Clausen with 3 threes on the night.
And that's one way to settle your team back down, get yourselves calmed down. You have a lead. Put in a couple of big plays like that. Calm yourselves down. Play
smooth smart. From Isaiah Gotel. A first field goal number 1 on the night from Big Gotel.
Just a silly turnover there for Kamiak.
Carson Tuttle asking for the explanation. And that will be a turnover. And inbounding quickly and still arguing about it gave Cascade a little daylight there and weren't able to capitalize. But again, focus and situational basketball so important when you get into district sides of things. And it all gets practiced right here in a game against a team that you may see in the championship. 30 seconds with 10 on the shot clock. Bryant underneath has it stolen away. Tuttle now with 22 seconds to operate. The shot clock is off. Tuttle hesitation with the left hand, goes right. Offhand lay-in is taken down and a foul call. Alex Stewart with the foul, the sophomore into the ball game. That'll be number 2 on Stewart, and it will send Tuttle to the free throw line. 2 for 2 today from the stripe. Make that 3 for 3.
Every time you think Cascade's starting to claw their way back into it, I think Cascade's getting back into it, Kamiak buckles down and really brings that lead back up.
4 for 8 after that one falls off. Team free throws for Cascade, for Kamiak. And now a long 3 on the way. That one had some juice on it. Into the triple team, stolen away, and a foul call.
After the heartbreaking loss that Kamiak suffered last time the two met, you know they don't want to give Cascade any opportunity to get a shot like that again.
Thursday starts the boys tournament. Of course, the girls action will be right there alongside at Everett Community College. Every other game, 7 o'clock, Lake Stevens will play Mariner. Jackson will play Kamiak. That's on the girls' side of things. Number 6 versus number 3 seed in the 4A, District 1, and Jackson number 5 versus number 4. And the Buys, Snohomish, they got the district championship last week, clinched.
Got to watch that game, and man, they have a trio of very impressive senior players playing together for a long time. All 3 of them very special to watch play, a lot of good chemistry.
And then Monroe with the number 2 seed. They will play either the winner of Lake Stevens or Mariner. And on the girls' side, a lot of basketball yet to be played, although the finale here after the end of 3 quarters of play, the Knights still in cruise control, 51-34 over the visiting Cascade Bruins. We'll start the final stanza, 8 minutes on the clock in quarter number 4, STSPN. We'll be back. Phil, you and I were talking in the break. 14 points for Cascade in the second quarter to 16 of Kamiak. 13 in the third for Cascade to the 15 of Kamiak. Aside from the first quarter, this is a dead-on ball game.
It's been very close, but you put yourself into a 13-point hole, and it's really hard to climb your way back out of that.
So Cascade and Kamiak in the final quarter now. And just like the second half started, we're going to be playing foul for foul basketball.
It looks that way.
That will be the 4th personal foul on Trevor Gray. And the free throw by Magaway is good. One of the few free throw shooters for the Bruins that is having a good night. 3 for 3 so far.
Had their opportunities. We mentioned the foul trouble for Kamiak, but not for the most part capitalizing when they get there.
12 points now for Drew.
He's having a big night, but Not a lot of his other players that we expect to see from Cascade are putting up the type of production we're used to.
7:34 to go here in the ball game. Cascade hanging on right now to an undefeated season, although they've got some work to do.
You know, coming into this game, this wasn't what they were hoping to see.
And it's tough to go undefeated in any sport.
It really is. I mean, especially coming into this final game. You saw it this season with the Panthers in the NFL. You get into that final game, you know you already have everything clinched. You know you have that first place. It's hard to keep that focus and that drive for that final game.
Inbound will go to Patrick. Long shot at the buzzer. Had to be thrown up. Carson Tuttle very aware of clock. Able to at least get a shot off. It wasn't going to be that he had his feet under him. He didn't get a great look at it, but at least get an attempt in the books.
Foul there on number 32. That's Brennan Hancock.
I don't think it was on Hancock. I think it must have been on the Knights. Oh, coming the other way nonetheless. Blackman with a beautiful runner. Right down Broadway for 6 points now for the junior. 51-38. Flying in for the rebound comes Nathan Schubert, and he steps on the end line. So 6:46 to go. Cascade already attacking the rack. They know they've got to put points up right now, Phil. They've got to get the ball in the hoop.
We definitely want to put on a big show. We got a big crowd here tonight. We got lots of people watching us at home, watching these two great teams, number 1 and number 2.
Drop step, spin to the right. Isaiah Gotel drops in his second field goal of the night. Will head to the free throw line, and now things get a little interesting. You put this one in, you're at single, or you could get a chance and your next possession to drop this thing into single digits. So you've carved down a 16-point lead. You put this free throw in, which is not a guarantee, at the 50% from the night shooting Schubert. And finally gets one to fall on his first opportunity. A 10-point Kamiak lead with 6:33 to go.
Goodell is one of the players they've really been wanting to get going this game.
Gotel with 10 points, 7 here in the second half of play. And now Darryl McNeil, the head coach for the Bruins, is talking to Tom Friel, asking him to go check something at the bench.
A little bit of discussion over there, not sure what it's about.
6:33 to go, and we'll get the explanation now. It might have been that they thought someone had fouled out of the ball game. We've got all sorts of players for Kamiak in trouble. Coleman Grayson with 4, Trevor Gray with 4, Gavin Patrick with 4, Sharp with 3, Tuttle with 3. And Tuttle with the ball now will get into this trapping extended man-to-man press. Now with the right-hand side, no good, won't get it to fall. Scooping it up, Daniel Sharp.
And that's the risk of the press. You don't have enough players if the shot gets missed to go for a rebound, play the defense to get past it.
Sharp diving out on an inbound play, trying to isolate Isaiah Gotel on the right-hand side of the key. Knocks it clear with 6:13 to go. 12-point Kamiak lead. Magaway gets the screen, has a little daylight, has to dump it off, and a foul call. Was handcuffed by Wiley underneath. And we'll see who that is on. That will be charged against Daniel Sharp. And I've got 4 for Sharp, so everybody teetering on the precipice of foul trouble for Kamiak.
Still a lot of time on the clock. Lead cut down to 11 now, so you really don't want to start seeing some of those starters fouling out for Kamiak.
Magaway still perfect from the free throw line, 5 for 5 as he steps up for number 2 here in the... Makes good on it.
And that's a player that becomes dangerous in situations like this. You don't want to give him the easy shot, but you don't want to foul him either.
Back to a 10-point advantage for Kamiak as Tuttle crosses the timeline. In the corner to Clausen. A little sliding runner off the glass. A kiss off the window and a tickle to the twine makes it a 12-point lead. 5:44 to go. Clausen with 13.
Missed layup.
Bryant wants that one back. The no look. Caught between the knees of Daniel Sharp. A pass underneath to Schubert.
This seems to be sort of the tale of the night so far for Cascade.
That'll quiet the local crowd as Magaway drops a triple.
I was about to say that they start to get back into it, and then Kamiak starts shutting the door again, but they come down and put a shot like that up.
Certainly not over. 17 points for Drew Magaway on the night. And a tie-up. Isaiah Gotel goes right around and puts those big paws on the leather. And that'll buy you a possession arrow, and down the stretch that might be important. Remember, 10 team fouls against Kamiak right now. Cascade is in the bonus. You can imagine they'll be attacking at every chance with 5 minutes to play.
Again, with Kamiak, you got to be careful. Make sure that you're fouling the right player if you have to. You want to keep sending Waddell to the line.
4:47 on the clock, no good there. And a foul call underneath. Will be a 1-on-1 opportunity. They say that Gotel pushed Daniel Sharp out of the key.
Foul call on Isaiah Gotel.
A lot of these fouls looking to be a little light.
A heated contest.
Absolutely.
You got to keep things in order. And 3 sheriffs on the court right now trying to do that very thing. Gotel, first personal foul, 17 fouls. So the bonus now, a 1-on-1 opportunity for Sharp. Rims it off. 4:40 to go. Here comes Magaway. Wraps around the back on the left-hand side, and he is caught in the middle of the key. That will be 2 shots for Drew Magaway. That's the guy you want at the line right now.
Absolutely. He's been definitely the MVP for Cascade so far.
3rd foul on Carson Tuttle. I had him for 3, but we'll make it official 3. Magaway with the body English. Settles that one in. Still perfect on the night. Of course, we hate to give him the broadcast jinx. We're so popular, right?
It doesn't seem to be affecting him yet.
Nah, he's in a groove. That kid is in a groove.
Lead cut down to 9, single digit for the first time since the first quarter.
Magaway 7 for 7 from the free throw line. 4:19 to go as Tuttle navigates traffic and will reload the offense here at the top of the key for the Knights. Right-hand side trying to find the bigs. Got an isolation. There's the Schubert right-hander, but coming at him for the swat is Gotel.
Nate Schubert going to the line for 2.
Gave him the Mutombo finger wave was Isaiah Gotel to the crowd. That one swatted into the flower gardens right in front of the bench of Kamiak. 57-48 is Shu. Heads to the free throw line. Missed a and one earlier and can't hit the first. Schubert with 8 points is 0 for 2 from the stripe. District basketball starting on Thursday. KRKO. Simulcast with STSPN. Of course, we've got the Herald. Rich Meyer in the stands tonight on a big game. We'll have the follow-up in the Everett Herald. And we're glad you found us on STSPN. Keith Neely, Phil Bernard. And the free throw is off by Schubert. That is exactly the opposite of what Kamiak was able to do. 15 for 15 on Friday night, including 12 for 12 down the stretch. Not so tonight, Phil.
Yeah, they definitely need to get that cleaned up as well as their foul trouble going into the tournament.
Schubert with a little circus shot wraparound on the right-hand side makes it even more interesting now. 7 points away from tying this thing up.
It was Drew Magaway again with another big play. To single-handedly be keeping Cascade in this game.
Gray out to Tuttle. Tuttle gets some daylight. Fires it back to Grayson for the 5-footer. Count it. Back to 9 it goes with 3:18 on the game clock. And they're really paying attention to Magaway now. That one won't fall. Off balance 3, falling away. Magaway feeling a sense of rhythm after scoring almost all of Cascade's points.
That one a hard shot to make. Still
there
almost
in the 4th.
went in. Playing with a
Very
lot of
hard.
confidence.
2:40 to go.
Lucky bounce there for Kamiak.
Straightaway 2 is blocked, and everybody says no in the Cascade stands. Shaking his head as Isaiah Gotel, he thought he got the clean swat, walks all the way to the end line, almost out of the building in disgust, and that will be the 3rd on Gotel. Grace into the free throw line. He's dodging foul trouble right now with 4 himself. First trip to the free throw line tonight. The lead back to double digits. Awaiting shot number 2 from Coleman Grayson. And the senior with confidence steps up. Falls off the iron. Here comes Magaway, has a 3-on-2. Wraps it back, trying to find Gotel. I thought he was going to go up with the offhand lay-in, but no. And now having some trouble navigating the buoys is Tuttle. 3 no good. And Gotel will get the rebound, and a foul call will go against Schubert. Cascade has made it interesting, but we're at the 2-minute warning. And you're going to have to make a statement now if you're the Bruins.
Kamiak still with a 10-point lead.
Schubert fouls out of the ball game with 8 points. 4 field goals, 3 missed free throws as Corey West, animated head coach of Kamiak, gathers his players. As they make the substitution, they'll put Gavin Patrick back in the ball game. He's also saddled with 4 fouls, so most of the bigs struggling with foul trouble for Kamiak. As Gotel hits the free throw. Boy, has he been to the free throw line.
And he's been there a lot. Hasn't had as much success as I'm sure he wishes he had.
7 for 14
Giving that perfect 50%.
for Isaiah Gotel from the free throw line. You hit 7 of those. This is really interesting.
That would have been.
Gray in the corner. Finds Grayson. Now back to Gray. Pump fake. Gets some daylight. He'll get into traffic. Pulls the up and under. Over it goes to Grayson in the corner. 9 on the shot clock. Trying to find Tuttle. And a timeout by Corey West. Head coach of Kamiak wants to talk things over. Kamiak will get the ball on the sideline right in front of their bench with 7 seconds on the shot clock. They have the 9-point lead. But it's not over. Not at all. We'll take a timeout. 6. Kamiak will inbound the ball. Magaway trying to steal it right away, try to get us anything, piece of the ball, anything. And the shot clock will wind down, not able to get it off, and that is going to drive head coaches nuts. When you call a timeout, you draw a play off, and you don't even get a shot up.
That's a tough pill to swallow. I want to commend both student sections for showing up as big as they had tonight. It's an electric atmosphere. It feels like a playoff game here tonight.
Ravon Blackman to the rack with a right hand. He has 8 points, and it is a 7-point lead now for Kamiak with 1:30 to go. Coach's timeout. We'll keep it here on STSPN and talk some strategy. And I don't know the game reset. We're going to go to our crack statistician, Stephen Whitman, because I don't have the timeouts for both teams. Do you happen to have coaches' timeouts? They're not up on the board. I believe, if I'm keeping track right, each coach has one remaining.
Should be right around there. One might have two, but it's right in that.
And we'll see if we can't get the officials, when they warn the crowd at the first horn here, how many timeouts they have left. But definitely gets interesting here in the final, and that's what we expect from these two teams. You got two big dogs in the 4A conference here at Wesco coming down to the final game, and for Kamiak, the final time they'll play in front of their home fans this year.
Definitely more of a game now than it has been for the rest of it. Cascade really starting to apply the pressure.
Gray will run the baseline. They'll get it in against man-to-man full court pressure. Gray, the senior, dribble drives, will hit the deck. Both Blackman and Magaway were there. And the foul will go against Blackman, his third. Both teams in the double bonus for 2 free throws the rest of the way. Every foul that's committed. Kamiak, the number 2 seed out of the 4A, will get the bye. Will play the winner of Jackson. And who knows, we got a whole menagerie of teams fighting for that final spot. Most likely Lake Stevens.
That'll be interesting to see how that all comes together.
And then you've got, actually could be Mariner number 5. Lake Stevens playing Mount Vernon right now. They probably have the advantage. It's still in the blender as far as the 4A goes. Nonetheless, both of these two teams with a bye will play on Saturday. That shot is up and good. For Gray, a pair of free throws. And here is Magaway. Right hand, he'll take it himself to the rack, score it! A burst of speed at the elbow. One step and to the rack with a right hand, and Drew Magaway continues to carry Cascade here in the second half.
He's having a pretty incredible game. His team is down, and he really seems to be the spark that they needed.
And that will be 5 fouls against senior Trevor Gray, who exits the ball game with 4 points tonight. A couple of assists. Kamiak to the free throw line. They've missed 11 tonight. That guy right there has not missed any. 8 for 8 for Drew Magaway. Kamiak with the missed free throws. My apologies.
Both teams with a lower percentage than they're used to having.
And that foul will go against Brennan Hancock with 1:01, a buck and a penny up on the scoreboard.
5-point lead now for Kamiak. They really got to make some of these free throws to keep the lead big enough to maintain it.
Brennan Hancock now with 4 fouls will send Gavin Patrick to the free throw line. He is 1 for 2 tonight, shooting double bonus. Make that 2 for 3.
Patrick gets the first. Cameron McGrath in for the Bruins and Wiley in for the Knights.
Cameron McGrath, the senior, in for the Bruins with his team down by 6. Make that 7.
That's exactly what he had to do. Cascade clawing their way back into it. You got to start shutting that door.
And they're going to have to put a mark on that guy right there as Magaway gets deep and almost cuts this thing back down to 5 points. But it just falls off the front of the rim and off. And that may end the night for Brennan Hancock. That will be his first personal foul, or fifth personal foul rather. 6 points for Hancock as he exits.
When you do have a lead and you force those quick fouls, being able to capitalize here as they did last time.
33.7 seconds to go. Daniel Sharp to the free throw line. He's missed the front end of a 1-and-1 early in the ball game. Can't hit this one. Kamiak has struggled from the free throw line after having such an outstanding 15 for 15 outing on Friday. Of course, you don't expect to shoot 100% every night.
It'd be nice, though.
Sure tastes good, though, doesn't it, when you can get one? 32 seconds as Blackman picks it up. Magaway in the deep corner. Three, swash! Right through the bottom of the net. Splish, splash, it goes. And the lead, 5 points.
So far.
17.
That's incredible.
And they're in it.
That's more than their team collectively scored in the first 3 quarters.
And of course, doing it from the free throw line when he has to also. Drew Magaway every bit what his team needs right now, and they need him again for the final 45 and change to come up big. You hate to saddle one guy with it, but you can tell by his body language he wants the rock.
Yeah, you can feel it, and I would keep feeding it to him.
And now we'll take another timeout as head coach McNeil for Cascade wanted to see what the chess match would give him on the offensive side. He'll take a timeout to try to draw up something. Of course, Corey West in his 8th season, he'll match wits. He'll play game on the chessboard. Of course, the other games we're looking at tonight, Jackson is at Mariner. Mariner trying to get that number 4 seed. They're tied with Lake Stevens for number 4 in the 4A standings. But Lake Stevens is up at Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon in the cellar, fighting for their playoffs lives right now with Snohomish and Monroe, all 3 tied at 3-10 in the district. You come out a winner there and get the tiebreaker, you go into that 6th seed and get yourself a playoff berth. So Mariner and Lake Stevens, those 2 teams fighting it out. And then, of course, the remaining 3 trying to hold their breath.
It'll be interesting to wait and see who ends up where.
Tuttle runs the baseline, gets it to Wiley along the baseline, knocks it out of bounds. Last touch by Wiley. It goes out of bounds. And now with 42 seconds to go, you got yourself a turnover that only took 3 seconds off the clock. You get a bucket here. The momentum changes wildly.
Cascade playing impressive basketball the last little bit here, led mostly by, as we mentioned, Mogwai. Forgot how to pronounce his name. Magaway, thank you.
It's come unglued. They will start the clock a little late under instruction. There's the runner, no good. They tried to battle for the rebound. Gotel had a piece of it. Now a shot will turn into a jump ball as Blackman got to the rim and looked like he was going to lay it over the front iron, and it just falls short. But Cascade gets to reload.
You mentioned that last jump ball that it might come back in Cascade's favor down the stretch, and it looked like it might do that here.
Blackman will do the inbound honors. Guarded heavily is Magaway. They'll get the ball in to Gotel. Magaway, right-hand dribble drive. Draws body up off the glass, no good. And a foul call underneath. Magaway went right at Nathan Schubert with the right hand. Both players elevate equally. A good no call.
Schubert doing a good job playing defense, getting his body in the way, but not drawing that foul, not allowing him to get to the free throw line where he's done so much damage.
Bryant picks up foul number 3. Daniel Sharp back to the free throw line is 1 for 2 tonight. And cannot connect on the first. Double bonus free throws the rest of the way. The remaining 27 seconds. Valuable ticks of the clock here at Cascade High School. Sharp settles it in. 65-59. Underneath on the loose ball. Coming up with it, the Kamiak Knights. Sharp. Now a little Annie over, a little monkey in the middle, and the Kamiak Knights get too fancy. They take about 5 or 6 seconds off the clock.
Got a little lackadaisical there, but Cascade hurting themselves, coming down quickly and losing the ball just on a dribble.
10 seconds now on the game clock. Shot clock is empty. Megaway can't find it. Backing things out, now getting a long 3 off, no good. Gotel had a look at it, and that will finish the ball game.
Cascade, first loss of the season.
It got interesting. 65-59 the final as the Kamiak student body engulfs their final home game, engulfs the team with the win, the upset against the number 4 in the state Cascade Bruins. They fall to 19-1. And we'll take a final timeout on STSPN and come back with our player of the game in just a moment. Stick around. the ball game. You have already lost to these guys once on a buzzer beater. What was talked about coming in against an undefeated team?
Well, we just wanted to get stops and stop their big man Isaiah. But other than that, I love my team, and we just wanted to get out here and win tonight for our seniors.
A lot of fouls on the floor tonight. It got a little testy at times. You guys didn't lose your cool. What do you take from that heading into a very important Saturday, district time?
We like to play aggressive, and if it comes to fouls, then we'll just play through it.
You guys had probably 4 guys at one point in time with 4 fouls, including all 3 of your big guys, which I know you rely on. Was there any talk by head coach West on the bench about how to attack even though you had fouls?
Yeah, we just got to play through it. We'll play our game, and if we foul out, we foul out. That's just how the game goes.
Senior night here.
Yep.
You got a couple of buddies the last time in front of all these fans.
Yeah.
What are you thinking right now?
I'm really happy. This win doesn't really matter much stat-wise, but it means a lot in our souls and our hearts.
Last question, and it's something that we talked about before the ball game. If you can make a statement and put some doubt into Cascade going into district time, things might be a little different a week from Thursday, assuming you're both in the championship. Is that even cross any of your minds when you practice when you head into this week?
No, we're going to focus on Saturday, and hopefully we'll get that win, and then we'll focus on them the next week.
All right, our player of the game, and we got honors. You got to do this. We get to throw the T-shirt, the trophy, if you will. Of course, I don't know how to work a T-shirt. There we go. Coleman Grayson, 14 points, our player of the game for Kamiak Knights in a win against the previously undefeated Cascade Bruins. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, that's the final here. We'll take a wrap on STSPN. Again, make sure you stick around throughout the district playoffs. We'll have everything for you along with 1380 KRKO with the simulcast. Make sure you check the wescoathletics.com for all of the schedule. They have all of the brackets there for you, and you will find out where you can find us to do the broadcast. And again, the final, if I can get my sheet out here, 65-59, Kamiak, the number 2, gets a bye heading into Saturday. Victors over the Cascade Bruins, the number 1 seed out of the 4A, and they will also get the bye. We'll see you on Thursday. We hope you're well. Take care.